Number 6, this is a harsh one. Be willing and prepared to go it alone. Self-reliance. Don't be too attached to any one thing, person or situation. Be prepared for the loss of anything. Even your family, even your closest friends. Not just the loss of them, but be prepared for the fact that sometimes the very closest people to you who love you and care for you can suddenly turn against you, can be turned against you by other people. That can happen. You have to be prepared for the loss of anything, even a limb, Nothing is permanent. You have to be prepared for loss of the group, I think is what I'm saying there. When you belong to a group, or you think you belong to a group, the group doesn't really exist. The group only exists in the minds of the individuals. And every group, sooner or later, ends. And when that group splits, all of the individuals have to go off and do their own thing. So you may as well just stay with your individuality to begin with and not become too dependent on a group. Conformists hate seeing other people behave as self-determined individuals. Yeah, this is part of the reason why you have to be prepared to go it alone. People who are extremely conformist, they get their backs up. If they see you doing something that's original and daring and where you're bucking the trends, it really winds them up because it makes them see how conformist they are. It makes them see that they're not taking risks, that they don't really have self-confidence, and a lot of them hate that. They've suppressed their conformity. They conform almost religiously, but they do not admit it to themselves. So when they see you stepping outside of it, they're like, no, because they don't even want to be aware that the outside realm of individuality exists. Because to be aware of that means you have to be aware of how conformist you are and how cowardly you are in that respect. So yeah, they hate seeing you do that. And so I found it in parts of my life where I broke away from trends of people around me. I would find other people getting quite hostile, even angry, even violent, because they didn't like the fact that I was bucking the trends in ways that they didn't have the guts to. So yeah, that really taught me, be prepared to go it alone. Yeah, and in some ways it can be worth keeping your individuality to yourself in that respect. Don't go around advertising to people, I'm being an individual, look at how I'm breaking the trends at left, right and centre, because a lot of people get wound up by it. I mean, one thing I've sort of picked up as a strange habit is my clothes, aside from these shirts, my clothes, the way I dress, my physical image is very bland. And I do that deliberately because I don't want everybody around me to know just how far outside of their belief system I am, because some people get really, whoa. So I keep a sort of bland, normal image that sort of fits in anywhere, because people go, oh, he's not really expressing anything there, he's just a normal guy. And that allows me to get along with them because they're not seeing just how outside of their belief system I really am. If they could see that, then they might not engage with me. You could say that's me being dishonest in some ways, but it's a kind of a survival and interaction mechanism that I've developed. And that's why when I was into all like heavy metal and rap and all that kind of stuff, and I was listening to all that kinds of music, and I knew that music as much as my contemporaries, but they would be sort of like, they would half engage with me because they see that I was really into the music and some of the attitude and stuff. But they would often be like, well, how come you haven't got the piercings and the tattoos? And how come you're not wearing these clothes? And they wouldn't say that, but it would come across in the conversation sometimes. And people used to be really surprised. They'd look at my image and then they'd find out what music and stuff I was into. And they'd be like, what? You listen to this? You listen to the Gravediggers? What? So I found that's a really good thing, is to not go around advertising how different you are. And that's part of being prepared to go it alone. You're not just going it alone sort of in the physical sense of being away from other people. You're learning to go it alone as in your sense of individuality in a lot of ways will be private. It's not like everyone's going to look at you and go, oh, this person's a strong individual. You can be a strong individual, but other people won't see it. And that is almost a lonely place to be in some ways. So, regarding all that stuff, identify the hardcore conformists in your midst and restrict their access to your life. Restrict their informational access to what you are doing. When you get people who are intense group belonging people, hardcore conformists, they have a lot of hostility to people outside of their perceived group. And if they see how different you are to that group, they can really turn on you in terrible ways and try to destroy you. This happens quite a lot in all kinds of different contexts. So don't let them have access. If you know people who are like that, don't even let them know where you live. Some of them you might not even want them to know what your name is, or what your job is, what kind of work you do, where you work, stuff like that. Keep a lot of information about yourself restricted, because if you are a strong individualist, there will be people who will not like it and will target you. Some people will love you for your individuality, some will hate you. And you want to identify who those people are and get them out the way. Box them off into a corner so that they know very little about you.